Hi guys, so today I'm going to make the first ZeroPhone video in quite some time, and it's going to be about replacing keypad buttons. So this is not something you're going to have to do. Instead, it's more like a first tutorial on repairing your ZeroPhone if something wrong happens, like you step on it or drop it or something like that. What you're going to need? You're going to need a soldering iron. You're going to need some solder. You're going to need tweezers. I like these ones. They are metal, they have to be metal, and they have rounded tips. And you might also want to use some desoldering wick, which is basically like copper mesh wire with some flux inside. And that flux is very important. So, there are two kinds of buttons on the ZeroPhone keypad, at least the front of it. There are 2-pin buttons and there are 4-pin buttons. It's trivial to desolder the 2-pin buttons. I'm going to zoom in for that. So, okay. I'm going to desolder this beautiful brown button. What I have to do is I have to separate the button lead and the pad on the PCB. I can do that with metal tweezers. So I can insert the tweezers under the button. I can heat the solder up and insert the tweezers between the button and the PCB. And one side is free, and when you're soldering something, you have only one pad left. You can basically just heat it up and take the thing away. With 4-pin buttons, it's a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to add some solder to the pad I'm going to work on first, so that it's much nicer and the solder is more liquid. And I'm going to heat the pad up and try and insert the tweezers under the button. And I cannot yet insert that, but I can lift the pad a little bit. And, oh, okay, it's done. I have separated one button lead from PCB. It seems, yeah, I have. Now I can try and separate another one and insert the tweezers in between two. And once again, I have one side free. I can just heat up another side and remove the button. Now I have to clean up the contact pads. So this is what the soldering wick is for. It has some flux, you can see some fumes, and it leaves nice flat pads on the PCB. They're really clean. Okay, I also got some replacement buttons, so I'm going to solder them on. And first thing I'm going to do is to add some solder to one of the pads. It's there. Now I can just heat up the solder where I have added it, and place the button. Make sure it's placed in a good enough way, like it's on the grid, it's not turned, it's not rotated, it's not shifted in any direction. And now I just solder on all the other pins and it's great. Okay, brown button. Now there's one spot where there's more solder, So I'm going to heat that up first. Place the button, position it. Great. Okay, I have to hold it steady until the solder has solidified. And the last thing you will want to do is to add some solder to the pads that you soldered first, because by now the flux has likely burned out, and they are unlikely to be as nice and shiny as they are supposed to be. So yep, alright. This is going to be it for today, and next video will be about replacing the ZeroPhone display, because right now I have one ZeroPhone with a display that looks like this, because this glass edge has clipped. So, see you later.